Vlogmas day 16. I hope you're all doing really well. So another day at work. It's going to be a busy one today because we've got our twins ukulele recital. I can never remember that word. Yeah, ukulele recital, because they've been learning that at school just during their lesson time. So they're having a recital this afternoon at 2:15. So myself and Simon are going to be going to that, and then we'll be able to pick up Harry afterwards. So it works quite well because I finish at 1:30. So I'm really lucky that I'm going to be able to attend that, because if it had been on any other day this week, I wouldn't have been able to have attended it. So I'm really pleased about that. So I thought I'd just quickly come on this morning, just share with you what I'm wearing to work today. This is a ready-to-wear dress. This was actually what I was wearing when I went for my interview at the job, and this was from New Look, but it's in their Blue Vanilla range, I think. So it's not technically New Look itself, it's a designer that's there. It's got short sleeves with a little puff at the top. It's got a really cute collar, which has got, I don't know if you're able to see this, it's got a little bit of a frill around the edge. And I really like it. I think it is like a bit like a polyester kind of material, because I do find in the summer when I don't wear it with tights, it does try to stick to my legs. But if you put a bit of body lotion on, it does prevent that from happening. It's got button placket down the front, which just comes to sort of waist level here, and then it's a gathered skirt, and if I stand back, it's got another tier on the bottom, and it just comes to sort of mid-calf length, and I really like this. It's very similar, I would say this one is, to the Lyra dress. Yeah, and that is a pattern that I have got and would like to make. Now, I did have to sew the button placket closed on this one down here, because it did tend to pull open. I think my boobs are a little bit big for the top half. But yeah, so I had to close that down, and I don't know why, it just wants to twist this way. There's something wrong with this bodice, and it did that even if I had the button placket sewed closed or not, which is quite an annoying thing. I don't know why it does that. It wants to twist. I feel like I need to pin it to my bra to keep it in place. But yeah, this is what I'm wearing today then. So I'll be opening 2 advent calendars later on with you this afternoon, and whether one of the boys will do that with me or not, I'm not too sure yet. We will see. And then I'll probably have to go and do my food shop this evening, because usually I would do it straight after work, but obviously I can't do that because I've got the ukulele recital. But yeah, and last night I did manage to cut out my sparkly Emily Pinafore dress by Bobbins and Buttons, which is the dungaree style dress. I'll insert a stock photo of what it looks like here, and I'm using that blue sequin fabric. So I've cut out the lining as well, because I'm going to interline it, and I'll explain how that works, because I know a few people have commented before on how do I do that. So I'm not going to do a sew along or anything like that, because I don't have the time, but I will show you how I do it in a way that, you know, once I've got it pinned on, then I can show you how that works, etc. So yeah, that is my day today. Hopefully I'll get a little bit of time to do a bit more of that sewing this evening, but I shall love you and leave you for now, because I've got to crack on with my morning and get to work, and I've got probably some more newsletter articles to put into the newsletter. So I shall catch you a little bit later. Right, it's a bit dark, so you've got me just come out of the food shop. So we've been to the twins ukulele recital this afternoon, so that was really lovely. I did manage to get some recordings of the songs that they were singing and the ukulele tune that they were playing and things like that, so I'll hopefully be able to put that on my video. Maybe not today's video, but another video at some point, maybe like as a music over something. I didn't take any like proper video footage, because obviously there's lots of other children and I can't share them on social media, but James and Thomas were both sat in the second row, so we couldn't see them properly anyway. But yeah, they really enjoyed it, and it was really lovely. Although some of the music or the singing that they were doing was actually over the official songs, so whether I'll be able to put those on YouTube or not, I'm not too sure, because of copyright issues. So we shall see how that goes. But yeah, it was really lovely, so I'm really pleased that we were able to go to that. However, there was a couple of people sat behind us that were being really rude and talking, not in hushed voices, over them, like the children speaking, because they did a few poems and there was a few speaking parts and stuff like that. So I did actually turn around and shush them. I'm not one for like being aggressive or confrontational or anything like that, but I've just thought, how rude. The children have prepared for this for weeks on end, and you're sat behind me gibbering away in loud voices, not hushed tones at all, and it really annoyed me. And I thought, oh, typical, I have to sit in front of them. So I did turn around and I did shush them, and they did then still talk, but quieter, but still it was very annoying. And I even said to Simon, how annoying was that behind us? And he said yes, and not even in hushed tones either. I was like, I'm glad you agree with me, because he doesn't like me getting a bit, you know, arsey-barsey with people. But yeah,
Anyway, it was really, really nice. So I will share hopefully some of the singing or music with you on another video. And I forgot to mention actually that the music that was playing over the top of when we were dressing the Christmas tree, when I did that speeded up bit, that was actually Harry playing the guitar again. And I'll give you the song for that one because it is quite hard to decipher. And it was actually Yellow by Coldplay. And I really love that song. It's one of my favourite songs. And he actually learnt that in one night following a YouTube tutorial. And so he picked it up dead quick. And yeah, he was just really good at it. And I love hearing him play that one because it is one of my favourite songs. So yeah, he's doing really well with his guitar. So thank you very much for all your compliments with my boys and their playing their guitar, and also thank you for commenting on their manners and things as well, because yeah, we do try our best to bring them up, you know, appropriately and to have good manners and things. Right, so I am going to be going off home now to sort the dinner out because we are now 4:25, so it's got quite dark. So I'm really sorry that you've got this lighting. I have switched the light on in the car. And I still have my Advent opening to do with you, so I'll perhaps be doing that on my own a bit later, because by the time I get round to it, I'm guessing the boys might well be in bed. Harry might not be, but the twins certainly still have early nights. Yeah, and I'm just going to be getting a quick tea now because by the time I get back it is going to be quite late, so I'll be just popping something in the oven and having that. I don't know what yet. I think I've got some leftover dinner from the other day, so I'm sorted, but it's just the boys. We usually have the same, but it's just because there's this leftover piece of fish, so I need to eat that before it goes off. Right, so I think I shall, you know, buckle up, love you and leave you for now, and I will catch you in a little bit opening my Advent calendar. Right, I'm really sorry, but you've got me in my pyjamas again, and they are the grottiest pyjamas ever. I am promising that I will make some new ones in the new year. I don't like buying ready to wear because they shrink all the time. Anyway, it's just super warm and I wanted to get into something comfy because I've just put the twins to bed. Harry's downstairs, I think probably playing a game of Uno with Simon, and then I am going to be going downstairs and doing a little bit more sewing because I'm going to carry on with doing my sparkly pinafore dress. I keep calling it a pinafore dress because I think it is called the Bobbins and Buttons pinafore dress, Emily pinafore dress, but it is more of a dungaree style dress. And I'm loving how it's looking so far. All I've literally done is cut the front and the back out in both the lining and the outer fabric, the sequin fabric. And I've just done the pocket, which I've actually taken out of the Clio pattern because I prefer that pocket. And I've also cut all the straps out ready to go. So this should be a fairly quick make because I don't even need to attach any buckles because I'm literally just going to sandwich it in between the facing because it has a facing as well. I'm just using the same material for that, which is the lining fabric, and I'm going to hopefully bias bind around the edges, bias bind rather around the edges. So I thought I'd come on and do my Advent calendar with you then quickly. So as Harry's downstairs playing with Simon and the boys have gone to bed, you have just got me today, so you will see the boys again before the month is out. But yes, today it is just me going in to Becca's Sewing Studio Advent, looking for day number 16. Right, here it is then. It is a long one and it feels like it's some kind of pencil or pen or something like that. So let's get in and have a look. Yeah, it is a, oh, is it a pencil? I don't know. I think it's a pencil. Has that got something on? No, I think that's just a bit of oh, hold on. What is it? I think it's a pencil because I think it does mark, but there's like a bit of string hanging on mine. I don't know if that's supposed to be there. I don't know if it's supposed to be there or not. I'm not too sure, but I've not seen this, sorry. I've not seen this type of pencil before. It's got quite a thick end and it's blue. And if I put it on my skin, I'm just trying to see if it does mark it. Can you see that blue there? And it just says standard on it like that. So I don't know if it's a water soluble one, or it doesn't look like, maybe not. I don't know. So, and the fact that it's got this piece of string sticking out of it is making me question if that has to do anything, or whether I've just got one with a piece of string hanging out of mine. I don't really know. So if anybody's seen a pencil like this before, can you please enlighten me as to what I should be using that for? I would be, yeah, I would like to know. That would be great. But thank you. I'm sure it will come in very handy for whatever its purpose is. I don't know. Is it a magic one? Does it go away, or is it still on my hand? It looks like it's gone away. I don't know. Enlighten me, please, viewers. But yeah, I'm sure that will be very useful for whatever it is needed to be used for. Right, I'm going to go downstairs then and crack on with a little bit more of my sewing. I say sewing, I haven't even started sewing the dress yet. I need to basically pin things together and start sewing. So I think I'll come back on before I put this video up, so hopefully you can just see a little bit of what I'm getting up to, as the lighting isn't, again, you know, all that great in my conservatory, and the fabric is navy blue, so it's not going to be that you know, easy to see. And even though it is a sparkly fabric, it's not really glittery. It's a bit more of a matte kind of sequin. I still think it will be really effective once I'm wearing it in the restaurant or the pub, because the lighting in there, it tends to pick up things and makes it more glittery and stuff like that. But when you're in normal sort of lighting in the house or daylight, I don't think it's as shimmery as if you got an iridescent kind of sequin fabric. But yeah, I'll show you what I'm getting up to in a short while then, so I'll see you in a bit. Right, I just want to show you where I've got with this. This is the front of the dress, and this is the sparkly fabric, and this particular one has been placed on the fold. You can see sort of the crease line at the minute, but you won't see that once it's all pressed, etc. And all I've done is on the reverse, you'll see that I've got the lining fabric, and I've literally cut out the same piece of fabric and put it together on the wrong sides, and I've basted it all the way around the 8 side seams, and then all the way around sort of this scoop section here, all the way across the top, this section here, and all the way down here as well. It has puckered there slightly because this particular sequin fabric, it does have stretch in it, as you can see this way, but the actual lining fabric underneath doesn't have any stretch. So yeah, I've just done it like that, as you can see. And then the bottom, let me just pull this up. I've just left that separate, as you can see, because this is stretchy. When I first stitched it across here, it was doing some kind of pooling situation, which wasn't what was the best. So I'll just sort that out at the hemming stage. But what I've done is added this patch pocket on the front. This is navy blue, it looks black, but it is navy, so it does contrast quite nicely. And this is exactly the same as the lining fabric, and I've literally just done 2 layers, and again just basted that around the edge, and then I've sewn the pocket onto the front of the dress. Excuse me, sorry. So that's as far as I've got, and then this is the other pieces over here. So these are going to be the strap pieces. Sorry, my table is in such a mess. Then I've got the back of the dress, which is actually in 2 pieces, so I am going to have a seam line down the back, and I think that actually will work out a bit better, because the thing with this is that it's free movement, so I did actually pin all the way across here to try and, you know, like keep it together, the 2 layers together, but this does shift around quite a bit, so actually using the 2 pieces, I think with the seam line down the back, is going to hold the fabric a bit better. So yeah, that's as far as I've got with it. Right, just so you can see what I'm actually doing. So this is one of the back pieces, and that's the sparkly side, right side up. And then basically I have clipped with the lining fabric on the back of it. And I'm literally just gonna go around the edge with a 1 centimetre seam allowance, which is within the seam allowance, because this is 1.5 centimetre seam allowance dress. Yeah, so I'm going to leave the bottom open because otherwise it tends to pool at the bottom, and I'm just literally going to sew all the way around the edge, and that will be 1 done. And then this is the reverse side of the sparkly fabric, and then I've got the lining here, so literally it's putting it on the back of the lining, on the back of the sparkly bit, and then sewing around the edge, and then I will sew these 2 pieces together down that centre seam, and press the seam allowances open. I don't think I'll need to top stitch it. I will see how I will go, but that's basically the 2 back pieces that I'll be putting together. And then the front piece is just over here on my ironing board, as you can see, so I'm just leaving that there for a moment. And then I've got the fabric, the lining I'm using as the straps, and then I've also got the facing, which I'm using as the lining of the facing pieces as well. So there isn't too many pattern pieces to this dress. It's just time consuming to sew it together when you're doing it the way I'm doing it. Right, I shall come back to you. Right, also just to say, I've got my walking foot on, which I tend to keep on my machine all the time unless I need to use some other foot. But this is going to help with making the 2 layers of fabric go through at the same time, and I haven't got I usually have I have got quite a long table that I can attach to this, but I've got so much mess that I need to clear up in this room that I haven't got room for it on here at the minute. So yeah, usually that would carry the weight, you know, like that. So actually what I'm doing as I'm feeding it through is I'm not really tugging or pulling on it. I'm just letting the walking foot kind of do
it's magic, and it will feed both of the fabrics through at the same time, keeping it really flat. And I'm just using the edge of my presser foot, which is actually 3/8 of an inch, 1 centimetre seam allowance. Yeah, so that's how I do it. And as I'm doing it, because I'm holding the camera at the minute, but I am actually holding this up so that it's not dragging. There's no weight then being pulled off the side. And like I say, usually I would have the bigger table on to hold that weight of the fabric so it doesn't stretch any of this out. But that's how I am doing it. So I hope this is helping you to understand how I interline a dress. Right, I'm currently sat here with my unpicker. I am just currently sewing up the side seams of this, and I'm not happy with how it is looking, so I'm unpicking my stitching at the moment. I've tried it on and I'm not really enjoying the look so far, so my vision in my head is not coming to fruition at the moment. So I don't know, we're just gonna have to see how this goes. This could be a complete fail. You know, and if that is the case, it is what it is, and I would just have to fall back on wearing my dressmaker's ball dress again for this Thursday night out. I would really like to get this to work, so fingers crossed I can. What I've done is unpicked the other side seam at the moment, and I've actually just run it through the overlocker, because I think sewing it on my sewing machine first is puckering it slightly. And obviously when you do it on your overlocker, it's treating it a little bit like a stretch stitch, I suppose, so hopefully that will help somewhat. So I'm just currently sat here unpicking this section, and to be honest, I don't really think I can tell the finished look until I get the facings in, because obviously when I tried it on, it's just kind of flapping everywhere because I haven't got any straps to hold it up. And also trying it on this time of night, when you're looking, you know, not your best, sometimes isn't the best time to try it on, is it? So yeah, I think what I'm gonna do is leave you here whilst I'm unpicking this, and then hopefully I'll be able to report back tomorrow with saying that perhaps, you know, it's a yay or a nay. I don't really know yet. I don't know how far I'm gonna get with this tonight, if I'm honest, because I don't want to spend all night on it, because I don't want to tire myself out. You know, this is the thing, isn't it, when you do last minute sewing, like, why do I set myself up for doing these things? But yeah, so I think I'll leave you here whilst I'm unpicking, see how far I get, and I'll report back tomorrow. So take care everybody, and I shall see you tomorrow. Oh, and just before I go, I forgot to open Angela's today. It's an even day, isn't it? So I'm gonna have to do it tomorrow, so that's something to look forward to. So sorry Angela, I think I've just got my days mixed up because I missed a day and then opened 3 yesterday, so I'm a bit all over the place. Yeah, so let's open yours tomorrow. Okay, see you later everybody, bye.